took a long ass time, Target and Walmart, to reset because it's just fucking watching YouTube videos of people out in California finding all this shit and coming up here until like 3 weeks later.
But isn't that like the distribution issue, or do you think that is?
I don't know, dude. It's just it's definitely a distribution issue because it's like when I watch videos of people toy hunting in like California or Midwest, they have different shit shelf warming in their shelves than what we have up here in the East Coast.
Yeah, but I mean, they have to watch football at like 9 a.m, so fuck them. I mean, it's a trade-off.
Eastern time, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and
I mean, they're the last people. They're the last people to find out what happens on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, there won't be a touring up in time by the time the episode's over. Oh shit. Yeah, but it's true, Dom. Like sometimes, like even me, but I guess it can depend on the store or maybe what they order or how it's distributed. Because, like, dude, like I don't have Walmarts around me. It's Kmart. That's the bootleg Walmart. Like their shit is like from what they have on the shelves right now is from like a year ago, literally.
Yeah,
a year ago.
Kmart's the OG.
That's the OG.
My Kmart, I bet still has a Jubio. If I go,
oh yeah,
at full price, $21.99.
Where's the blue light special?
Yeah, but those fucking like I think my Targets around here reset pretty regularly. Like the waves, they get the waves when they're supposed to come out. Like especially like the the retail Hasbro stuff. I've seen the Power to Prime stuff they got on time. And they got like the Studio Series stuff, like seemingly like on time.
Yeah,
it would just look like it would sell out quick.
Second wave Power of the Prime or the Siege stuff is just showing up.
Yeah. They were quick release.
Like super behind.
There was like a short release before NJCC, and now they're popping up again. But like the thing is like even the one that you talked about last time in the Hangout, JD, like the Midnight Proxima.
Yeah,
you can't find her here in any fucking store. And then like I watched like YouTube videos of people toy hunting like just last week, and you'll see like you'll see like 16 of her.
No, the Marvel Legends stuff. Like most of what's on there will be Captain Marvel stuff or Spider-Man waves from like 3 years ago.
Yeah, or Wasp and fucking Ant.
Yeah, Wasp and Ant-Man. Yep.
It's just
it's all that's around here.
Just definitely a distribution issue.
Yeah, that's all that's around by me too. That, and they still have that purple mosquito lady with the pink leotard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, she's from Spider-Man wave. Isn't
She's
she?
from an old Spider-Man wave.
Yeah,
and that's like sad because it's like this last Kingpin wave is a real good wave, and it's like it should be out in stores like more. And then like I bet you $100 it's gonna get skipped because they got the Far From Home wave coming up.
Yeah, well, we lucked out over the weekend and found
in GameStop.
No, well we found a Ebony Mall at GameStop, but we also found we're one short of the Kingpin wave. I'm missing his left arm.
Who's that?
Do
you know?
Silver Sable.
Oh, Silver Sable. Yeah, everybody's getting her for that head sculpt that came with Mystique.
Yeah,
I picked up the Jubilee, and
nice.
I wanted to get the Gambit. Just
you can hold off on that. It's double packed, Brian. You could probably get it for cheaper on Amazon eventually.
I just wanted to mess around with it.
Yeah, it's the jacket. That's why. So come on, just tell the truth, Brian.
The jacket.
You like jackets, or is that only on women?
Well, Hey, look, Mary Jane's gonna get cold. She needed that bomber jacket.
Man, well, Jane's need a new jacket. I mean, she needs a trench coat, yo.
Maybe.
The winter comes.
She'd still have her bare arms.
All right. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 71 of Breaking the Mold. I'm Harrican BX. Let's say what's up to the rest of the crew. The analyzer, Brian Brink. What's up, dude?
Hey, little do you know, you could be talking to me or my clone right now. You know?
Alter ego.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a discussion that I don't know how the rest of you feel, but
It's on our Patreon account.
yeah. I'm just saying, if I had a clone, I would toil and send that guy out on an endless summer.
Yep.
Because it's me. It would be me having that fun. But yeah, I'm good. I was disappointed for not having the ability to participate in the jury process as Jose did a few weeks ago.
You got called in. What happened? They dismissed you?
They just, we went up to the room. I was in they brought up 45 of us from the big room, and then they started calling out names to fill in the jury box, and I wasn't called. And I was like, what the fuck? And everyone that they called, though, was an old person or a woman. And that's because the plaintiff was an old person and the defendant was a younger woman, I expect. So, I guess, jury of your peers or whatever, I guess there wasn't an analyzer of some kind, in that trial or, so whatever. But I was excited, man. They're like, probably would be 2-day thing. I'm like, off for work for 2 days. Yeah.
I would not want to be in your jury, Brian, if you were, because you'd probably be in the back room, like analyzing every little fucking thing, and it's fucking guilty.
Dude, that was me. That was me. I was fucking paying attention. I paid attention,
that whiteboard.
and I led my jury room, like I really did, because they were like, and I'm like, yo, this is this is what they said. This is the facts. This is what this lawyer said. Blah 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 blah. But like, I broke all that shit down for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't mean to do that, but it was just like.
Jose's like, dude, I'm a host, man.
I was the analyzer, bro. I was like you. I was listening. I paid attention and shit. Motherfuckers were falling asleep, probably. I guess. I don't know.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Oh, it fit. It fit in this case. But
it kind of goes along with grab your whacker before you attack her.
Yes.
I've never heard that one, bro.
That's what they say out in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania steez out there, bro. Nice. Yep. Nice. Well, at least you can consider your civic duty served, even though they didn't need you and shit. Your job pay you for that stuff if you did get called?
Yep.
Yeah. See, so for me, I was glad to fucking get the time off and just sit there and listen compared to the shit that I got to do at work.
Yeah,
that was like a vacation for me, a paid vacation.
Yeah, but the last time I got called, it was my old job, and it was like, I don't have time for this. I got a lot of work to do, and so I was just I was like, dude, the more time I spend in this courtroom, the more behind I'm gonna be. But at least with this one, I was like able to get stuff done ahead of time, and be ready. But
Brian was answering the lawyers like, I don't care what they say, he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. They'll be like, all right, dismissed.
Be like, Dracarys. That's what I would say. Have you rendered a verdict? Yeah.
Oh, Dracarys. Yeah, it's got a lot of people feeling.
Bend the knee.
This last episode, we won't talk about that tonight, though.
But we were going to. But Dom's not cool.
I'm not cool. I'm not part of the cool table.
You better fucking get with it, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, it's fucking 8 seasons. Forget about it. I'll catch up when it's all done.
10 episodes per season. Yeah, but you might.
An hour long.
Left.
It's 10 hours I don't got.
It's fine. You got it. You can make time.
You got it.
Got it. Well, Big Dom, what's up, dude? How you doing?
What's going, guys? What's going? Had a good weekend. Mother's Day,
Yes, Mother's Day.
Did you give a kiss and a hug to your mom?
Yep.
I sure did.
Nice.
And my mother-in-law.
Oh.
I'm good like that.
Forcefully or not? Did they force you to do it?
Dom's wrapping his whacker before he attacks her.
No, I love that woman. She's she's the best. I actually am very, very, I guess, blessed to the fact that I get along with my mother-in-law.
Awesome. Yeah, sometimes you just hear the horror stories of the in-laws and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So
she's a pretty cool lady. So
all right. Awesome. Is family time, which is what your weekend like that's supposed to be about. And unfortunately, not everybody has their mom for Mother's Day, so shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
It tends to be a hard holiday. When you're not able to be in that situation, stuff like that. So
I mean, you
cool,
don't have to
man.
buy a card or anything. I mean, it's fine.
And that's
Cold
pressure too,
hearted.
right? Because it's like I think I saw a meme where it's like, "Yo, your mom deserves the world," but I'm over here looking at my bank account like I only got like $3 and shit. Sometimes
Dude,
it's
I
hard out
Can't
there.
even buy a card with that.
dude,
Dude, cars are
Dude.
expensive now.
for my mom, I showed up with a pizza and just like we sat
Oh,
down.
that's the best son ever, right there.
Wow.
Just
One
showed up
bite,
with a
everyone knows
pizza.
the rules.
One bite. Yeah. A Sicilian. I got a Sicilian, so I went up. I got a thicker crust. So
Nice. I haven't had a Sicilian slice in a minute, dude.
love that shit.
It's been a
All
minute.
about the bread.
It was a slice I didn't order too much as a kid. Like I just grew up eating regular slices, and I prefer thin crust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the corners of the Sicilian.
Corner.
The corners are they're the first to go. And when my dad grabbed the first corner, I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm eating four slices, and all corners are mine.
Dude, I feel you on that. The corner fucking Sicilian slice, for sure.
I'm a crust guy, so I don't know if you guys are a crust guy. So
yeah.
I know some people are not crusts. And
I mean, as a kid, it's funny. No, but now as an adult, I'm like, yeah, man, eat that crust.
I like the crust, dude. The crust is good. I
like it all.
You know what I'm saying? Did any of you guys I used to be weird, man. Being young, I fucking didn't I would never want the pizza right out of the oven because it's too fucking hot and that would piss me off if the cheese
it burns the top of your mouth. You don't want to do that. Yeah, no way.
So I always was like take that shit out, let it settle, kind of cool off, and then fucking throw your slice back in the oven for a couple more minutes just so it gets that nice brown crisp to it.
Yep.
And but the cheese stays on when you fucking bite it. Shit, you know what I'm saying? It's not fucking sliding all over the place.
Yeah. Jose, I mean, it's funny you say that. When I order pizza, I usually go pick it up. And they're like, it'll be ready in 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'll be there in a half hour. Give that thing 10 minutes to cool off so the cheese doesn't slide all the way around when I'm driving home. And then as soon as I get home, I turn the oven on. And yeah, man, crisp it up on the bottom. It's good stuff.
Yep, it's good. And then I was also weird when I was younger. I didn't like to eat the cheese at all. Really,
you pulled the cheese off.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of
one of those fags.
Yeah, so I was, and then I'm like when I was like, why would I ever do that? I was like, why would I ever do that shit? You know what I'm saying?
It's not pizza, man. What are you eating?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But there were a lot of things I didn't like as a kid that I love now. So I don't know.
I think there's I forgot what the name of the pizza place is in Brooklyn, but they just serve it's like a Sicilian, but it's all sauce on top. I forgot what
tomato pie.
It's pretty much a tomato pie. That's what it is.
There's a place around here that makes them like that. It's called the Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's some place in Brooklyn, and I forgot what the name of it is. My wife probably knows, and she's probably killing me right now because we've been there 1,000 times. But
hey, can I get a pizza? So hold the crust. Hold the crust. Hold the sauce.
I want to know from the people in the chat, what do you dig? As far as pizza, is it a Sicilian, a thin slice? Do you dig the crust, like Dom said? Do you not like it? Let us know your pizza choices.
I'll ask you guys this with pizza. Have you ever, or do you enjoy eating cold pizza?
Sure.
I mean, I'll take a bite, but that's not enjoyable. I gotta heat that shit up, and in a toaster oven.
See, me growing up, I grew up and I never liked cold pizza. I couldn't even touch it. And then now, after I think it was one time, I got wasted, and I was hungry as shit. And there was I'm the next morning over, and there's some cold pizza on the table. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat some cold pizza, and I just ate it, and I was like, is this what the fuck I was missing? This is delicious.
Oh man,
be careful with that, man. Sometimes that shit sits overnight. It's not good for you.
And bacteria is fucking
growing already.
Yeah, bring it immediately. As soon as that pie is resting, there's immediately bacteria growing on it, right? So
you've got I think it's 40 minutes at a certain temperature or something like that, or I can't remember what the hell it is. Maybe it's 3 hours at a certain temperature.
I've eaten pizza that's sat for 2 days out on the countertop. right into my gullet.
Nice. Rogor in the chat. He's like, thin crust, meat lovers, supreme. I'm down.
Ooh, meat lovers, yeah, dude. Bacon on anything.
Sausage, ham, throw it all on that shit.
Yeah, put the whole fucking pig on it.
I haven't had a slice like that in a long time.
Dude, I used to love like what is it, Pizza Hut meat lovers pizza, dude? Oh god. When my mom brought that when we were kids, I was like fucking heaven.
All right, pan pizza at Pizza Hut. Would you go for the pan pizza?
I like
Yeah, the pan pizza. Yeah, the pan pizza.
Dude, that's just disgusting.
Man, I haven't had it in years.
Dude, the funny thing is, Brian, I just had it. Like I had it like a couple of years ago when my wife, like me and my wife, were like, dude, well, let's have some pizza. I haven't had it for a long time. I'm like, yeah, it's not the fucking same, dude.
No, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
But
dude.
I remember when it first came out, man. It was like eating
bomb.
garlic bread or something. I was like,
Yeah.
what is this? This is great. It's
Crispy.
crunchy and soft.
It's buttery and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Esteban said, if it's a blonde pizza, I get it thin crust. What's a blonde pizza?
Oh, white pizza. White
Yeah,
pizza.
it doesn't have no sauce.
No
He's
sauce,
on the
yeah.
West Coast. They have to say blonde. So more PC that way.
Chat wing them regular with sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, black olives, and onions. Okay, yeah,
I like black olives. That's a good taste on a pizza.
Oof.
yeah. I know. I don't like. I don't like the olives. I don't like
Yeah.
the olives at all. Nah. No. Dusty said it heated in the air fryer. It's incredible.
Yeah.
That's how you eat
Deep,
that
yeah,
shit.
fried
No
shit,
joke.
fried pizza.
Incredible. Word up. Word the fuck up. All right, cool. Nick Brammer says white pizza. That's good. And Rogue War said he could eat that hot or cold, but hot all the way.
Yeah.
Got
Hey,
you.
I prefer hot, but like I didn't eat white cold pizza. I didn't even try because I thought it was disgusting. And then one day I tried it and I was like, it's not as good as hot, but it tastes somewhat decent to the point where I felt like I was missing out on life because I recollected myself of not eating white cold pizza. And this was like a long time. These are long years. Like this is like there's been plenty of times and opportunities at like a lot of fucking high school parties and shit waking up in the next morning and fucking seeing cold pizza and my friends are like attacking it and I'm not even touching it. I'm not even like, interested in it. And then like one college, like senior year, there's nothing else to eat but cold pizza. And I was like, took a bite into it and I was like, damn, this is what I was missing.
No, not a big.
But it might have just because I was fucking hungry. So anything tastes good when you're fucking starving.
That's the only exception. If you're fucking drunk, fucking lit, fucking starving, yeah.
Yeah, a fucking shoe. I could have ate a shoe and it tastes good. It's one good fucking shoe.
Wow. What an awesome sidebar.
Is this a Nike? This is Nike.
All right, JT, what's up, dude? How are you?
What's going on, peoples?
How are you?
I'm hungry and I'm cold.
Hungry and cold. Damn.
Dude, it's like 40 fucking degrees. It's
Hey,
mad.
stop crying, boo-hooing.
What the fuck, Mother Nature?
I was gonna ask you, how's Chan doing?
She's been in bed all day again. So
And is that why you're hungry?
well, no, I just
She's
got
not
home
making
from
you any
work, too.
cookies.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Put a fucking hot pocket in there and call it a day.
Man, that's the shit that landed me in the hospital. So no.
Oh, hot pockets.
I'm not doing that anymore.
I don't have
Hot
one of them
pockets,
forever.
pizza rolls.
Note to self, guys. No
Fucking
hot pocket. No
meatball.
bueno.
Damn,
subs.
What did you guys like, Hot Pocket? Did you get? I mean, remember when they first came out? There was like the ham and cheese. I
Yep,
can't remember what else
cheese.
there was. Then there was the lean pockets. What a lie that was. The lean pocket meatball ones.
Yeah, they make you lean, not like,
Yeah,
physically lean.
they make you lean towards the toilet.
Well, tell Chan we hope she gets better.
Yeah, I hope she feels better. Buddy.
Yeah, it's been rainy and cold and it's rough on her.
Oh yeah.
And it just takes everything out.
She
of
has.
it, so.
Does she have sinuses too and all that good stuff? Like allergies and stuff like that.
No,
No.
not really. I mean,
It's
every
her
now and
bones.
again, but it's not. Yeah, it's her bones, dude.
Gotcha.
But it was Sunday was cool. We met up with my brother and my mom, and we had pretty much the whole family. So we checked out this barbecue joint and
Ooh.
hung out and ate, and then we got ice cream, and then
BQ.
What ice cream did you get, JD?
I got a peanut butter milkshake.
What? You went balls to the wall.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome. I
If
love peanut butter
they
milkshakes.
make peanut butter milkshakes, that's what I'm getting. We got this place up the street called 3B, man. It's they use they'll use ice cream like peanut butter ripple, and then they put like more peanut butter in it,
like
and like
scoops of peanut butter, right?
Yeah. And then they, blend it
Dude,
all up.
if you haven't had a peanut
fucking
butter
amazing
milkshake or peanut butter ice cream milkshake, dude, it's like heaven. It's like sipping heaven through a straw.
Yes.
I've never had it, but I could just imagine that with the chocolate. It must taste like you're drinking.
If you got a blender or like one of them ninja things, you're set. Just go out,
fucking do it.
Get some chocolate milk, get some peanut butter sauce, get some
fucking
chocolate
Gary
peanut butter ice cream, and
floating right now here.
Yeah, I was about to say if you throw a hamburger and some bacon, some jelly in there, fucking
Gary, yeah.
You can throw some bacon in it. That wouldn't be bad. Bacon and peanut butter. That's amazing. Anyway, but yeah.
Well, that's cool. I think that's enough. That alone, I think, is enough to say you had a fucking excellent week.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Cool, man. That's dope. That's dope. I had a fucking great one too.
Did you?
Yeah, it was good. Just family time, like you guys said. Being able to just kind of chill, and went down to VA, surprised mom for Mother's Day, like I did last year. I left Thursday straight after work. It's Friday off, so it was kind of like a crazy surprise to her. Because it's like, okay, you wake up, it's a regular school day for the kids. You're just in the house, and then all of a sudden, I'm just coming down the staircase. So it was nice, man. Just the reaction, just in tears, and for myself as well, just because I don't get to see her as much as I would like to. So
that's awesome, dude.
So, but what other family members are down in VA other than your mom and is your sisters down there?
Yeah, both of my sisters down there.
Wow.
My nieces and nephews, pretty much.
So what the fuck are you doing up here in Queens, you son of a bitch? Get down there and live with your family.
I know.
Loner. Jesus Christ.
Every time I go down there, that's the shit that I ask myself. It's like, damn.
What's the true story, Jose? Did you have a big fight and you left and you lived in Queens?
Jesus, Tom.
Nothing like
That's
that.
a nice story.
I wish it could be that juicy to actually.
No, it's just juicy.
It's not. We were just all city kids, like growing up. We, grew up here in the Bronx, and then, my sister was the one that was like, yo, like
left first.
She fucking packed up and moved. But then I was like, I told her, I was like, yo, I don't think, I could have ever done what you did. Cause like maybe with a few $100 in her pocket, and her daughter, and her friend just got up and moved down there. Didn't have a job lined up.
So you're telling me $100 you can live in Virginia?
Not 100.
No, just
but like just the fact that she took the move without into the kind of
blind. Yep.
It's like, what the fuck? That's brave. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that I was like, yo, I need to fucking have this amount like saved to make sure I'm fucking good for this amount of time so I can find work, or I'd probably find work beforehand, ideally. But
you're talking like Brian now. You're thinking way too forward. You just got to take the leap.
Yeah.
Take that leap. See what happens.
I think I'll end up like Black Widow at the bottom. Fuck
yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, though.
Nobody's jumping over the ledge to save you, bro.
Dude. What if Black Widow is a Skrull?
Oh, that'd be a good
one. I'm just kind of I didn't think about it till like a week later. I was like, oh right, they didn't do any Skrull action in this movie. I was like, huh. I was hoping we'd see some twists in there. But, Jose, I surprised my mom once. I think in college, I came up and surprised her at church on Mother's Day. It was kind of cool.
She had a hallelujah moment. Like, did she raise her hand and go, "Oh, that's my boy"?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Nice. That's nice, dude. Every time you could kind of do something like that, I mean, it always means something. And and every time I have a weekend like this, it always kind of makes me think and reevaluate and kind of like refocus. I've already focused on doing what I got to do. I've spoken to you guys about it. Some of you guys probably know more than others, but like a weekend like that just makes me kind of recheck everything, making sure I'm on the game plan, and even gives me inspiration to maybe even go even further above it.
Now,
to make sure that
Is-
it happens quicker.
Is there a part of you, Jose, that just doesn't want to leave the city? You love the city life too much?
You know what? I feel like at this point in my life I can, but it's still
I gotcha.
it's still an unknown to me. Like I feel like if I'm down there all the time,
Would you miss it?
would I be? Yeah, exactly. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of conveniences to living here in the city. As much as there's the dirt and the grime and the fucking violence and the expenses of fucking living here. Down there, it's like a completely different world. It's clean and it seems like a slower pace. You know, the roads are wide open. It's not these fucking motherfuckers trying to kill each other on the road over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I feel like I'm ready for that. I could do that all day long. And it's funny because I hear my sisters complaining about like a 20-minute or a half an hour drive, and I'm like, what? I'm like, that's an hour to get into anywhere decent in the city if you want to hang out.
20-minute drive.
I'll take a half an hour all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? But she's like, you say that now, but once you get used to that shit, if it's more than 15 minutes, like, you're not going to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Tell them that 20 minutes just gets you down your block.
Exactly. But it was a good weekend, guys. I really enjoyed it. I'm not too religious, but I do feel like my soul was rejuvenated somewhat. So it was good. It was a good one. So let's get into some topics because Dom, you were on fire in the chat, and I kind of like some of the ideas you came up with, and we're gonna have some good discussion tonight. I definitely want to hear some of your guys' opinions. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the things you came up with, Dom, like I never really gave much thought to before.
Yeah.
So you brought up the Fans Toys Jetfire.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up a Fans Toys and Jetfire. How they reissued it, and so they're it was all big, it was hard. I remember when the first Jetfire came out, I went ahead and purchased it, but like they did a second run right after, so I wouldn't even consider that a reissue. I would just say like they just probably had 2 orders kind of flaking out there, and that second run came, and that sold out very quickly. And then there was a time, a distance, a little bit between the release of the X, which everybody jumped on. It sold, the pre-order sold out within what was it, a couple of hours. And now they did a reissue or now they did official reissue. I would in my book of definition of the Phoenix, it's not the X, it's the original. And I feel like there's probably a lot of people who bought that item on a secondary market price where they paid maybe $50, $100, $150 over, and even jumped on the X trying to buy that because they thought that'd probably be the last chance they would get. Or
it's their next best. It's their first best chance to get it, right?
Exactly. So, but here we go. I feel bad if anyone did pay a little bit over or a lot over on any of them, to where now there's a reissue of the original, and it's like and we're not talking $50 toy or $100 toy. This thing is like what, $220, right?
$225.
Yeah, so it's up there. So I just feel like with Fans Toys, and it's in my opinion, like I'm speaking in a majority, like a lot of people stake claim to Fans Toys don't reissue. They when they put out a figure, that's it, that's all you get. But not necessarily, and in the chat, me and Brian were going back and forth in regards to figures that they have reissued, and they have reissued a lot, and they haven't, there's other figures out there. I'm not going to be blind and say that they have reissued every single figure that they ever made. It's not the case. That there is some issue figures that they haven't reissued, but in due time, I feel like they would. Like, for example, a Hound. Like Willis is, high demand. Everybody's looking for a Willis, but they did, the official did announce that they're going to make one. Takara announced that they're going to make a Hound, right. And I feel like they're going to do. I feel like they probably will reissue Hound just before that Hound does release, just to get claim and and some sales off their Willis, before the official come out.
That's interesting. So, like, what's the track record? Like, I know they released the Quake Wave, but they did that in multiple kind of like colors, right? Like
multiple,
darker.
Even clear, darker. They even reissued the original.
And the original, did they do that? They did that all at the same time, or did they ever release like the original version separately?
I think the
guys-
original version I remember did definitely have a reissue because it came out around the same time as like right before Masterpiece Laserwave came out.
Correct.
And it was funny because then all of a sudden those shockwaves, those quake waves, no one was buying them.
Mhm.
No, it was buying the official. That was like the
came out.
true test of fans toys in that regards. Yeah.
But the thing,
So-
but quake wave was hot at the time. But
They did Swoop too, right, Brian? You mentioned
Yeah.
Swoop.
I think they've reissued all the Dinobots except for Stomp. I think I even saw Scoria. Like there, I saw a listing that said reissue on it on one of the.
Yeah, I have the reissue of Scoria.
Yeah.
See, so they have sort of had a track record of kind of re-releasing things, even though like I sometimes feel like they don't have that type of reputation and stuff like that because things seem
They
to sell
don't.
out. Like look at the Insecticons, like everybody's paying crazy prices for that.
Yeah, well, they haven't gotten around to them. Some of them, yeah. I mean, they've been putting out all this other stuff too.
Yeah, but do you think like would it, again, I don't know what their resources are or whatnot, but like I feel like if it's something that they released already, I feel like it would be kind of pretty easy to kind of put something back in production, like especially like if the demand is there. Like, do you agree or?
Well, Jose, it's definitely a balancing act in regards to, do you want to make more money out of the mold and put money in our pocket, or do you want to increase our brand recognition or our brand name? Because I think with regards to not reissuing figures and making a good figure, you're basically building your brand name and building it stronger, because people are going to be going after your figure. And once it sells out, it's at the end of the day, you're paying that secondary market, and people are the communication of that. This is a great figure. This is a great figure. And people are going to pay that extra $100 or $150 to get that figure.
The thing to think about though, on that point, is they don't benefit from that at all.
They don't, but like the benefit is long term in regards to the fact that they're getting their name. They're getting their name out there as they're the top, they're the official, and the best out there, and you're gonna pay. And they're not betting it from a product's perspective for reissuing that product and getting a little bit more money in their pocket, but just see the next figure that comes out. Like, for example, the six shot, the Hydra. Everybody jumped on it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, was it a really good figure?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then, right. And then also, too, you remember they have bullying responsibilities they have to keep up with, right? Because we had the RC Wars. We had the Trailbreaker and Hoist Wars. Of course, they never put out Trailbreaker, but they were still involved. We had the Springer Wars, the Cup Wars. And I mean, they left Giga in the dust with Dinobots, but it's like, and then there was a Blitzwing War at one point, but they never put that out either.
And so, now this new war that's going to be coming out is the Combiners War. Oh,
did you just segue?
Right? See that? See how good? What episode are we on? What episode are we on? It took me this long
Tom, I
to master that
skill.
skill
For that, man. You hit that shit out of the park.
Fucking pointing into the fences, Babe Ruth. Yeah, but that's the thing. Now when I'm hearing people like, they're all on board with, with this new, the Menasor and Road King, and they just, it's such a good figure, and people are enjoying the figure, and with this one figure, they're putting their stake or their confidence in Fans Toys to build a better combiner than what Zeta has put out there. So it's like, it's just funny because I'm watching these things, and like, people are just applauding at the fact that they did this great the Onslaught. No, it's not Onslaught. Sorry. Motormaster. And it's just a great figure. And I haven't purchased it yet. I will be, but I'm on that fence because I'm like, I'd rather wait to see the full.
Go, Dom. Hit me before it's too late, Dom. Come get
But
me.
Brian, I've been using your methodology. I didn't jump on Bruticus from Zeta because I was waiting for the pack,
box set.
The Vectional box set.
See, but now we don't have that track record from Fans Toys.
Yeah, Dom, you're flirting with
so can you trust
that?
Yeah, Jose's right, man. You're flirting with disaster, dude.
Listen. We don't have that track record with Fans Toys. But why wouldn't they do it? Like, why wouldn't they reissue all the fives eventually? Once like the first 2 or 3 are hard to get, and then the last 2
because
are available.
They've only done it. Yeah, they've only done it with like maybe half of their product to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably will, Dom. But do you want to wait for another 4 years?
Like the thing is that I probably will jump on it, Brian. I know I will. I've been watching it. Believe me. I know they're sold out. I know they're sold out in some of the like Chosen Prime, Agabus, and a couple of the other, but they're still available in BBTS and TF Source. But like
you're gonna pay more.
Well, like what, $2 more? Jesus.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like Fans Toys. There's a big question mark because they're a trusted brand name that everybody seems to love and go for. Despite the flaws or whatever with any release that might get put out by them, but that's with any company. But they seem to have a good brand name and track record. So I think anybody would trust if they were gonna like try to put out a combiner. But then again, since it's their first one, we don't know. But I mean, everybody had a first, and then you just have to kind of see what the end product is gonna be. Now with the Stunticons, it's interesting because it's like you said, Dom, Combiner Wars, fucking XTB, DX9, and Fans Toys throwing their hat into the ring, and then it's almost like when Fans Toys does it, like does anybody else have a chance? But these other guys seem to be quicker to the game as far as getting a couple of releases out between XTB and DX9.
I agree, but like in my eyes right now, the competition is only between Fans Toys and Zeta. Like XTB, great, I love them.
And that's a big statement, bro.
I love them. Don't get me wrong. I
brand name that good.
What I have some X Transbot stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. I have the Hoist. I have the Trailbreaker from them. I think the Trailbreaker. No, the Hoist. No, I can't remember which one I have. I think I have which one was better? The Hoist.
The Hoist was better.
The Hoist was better. Yeah, I bought the Hoist, and then I think I got the Trailbreaker bag cube. Right, that was a little bit better than everybody else. But I just feel like with regards to their figures, just XTB and where they're going, I just feel like Zeta. Once Zeta and I got Constructor, and I was like, this is where I want to go with my combiners. I was hesitant in regards to the Superion and the Bruticus, but with Superion, I went blinded into it because I started buying the bots, not knowing what the combiner was going to look for, because I just love the jets. Like, I love the jets. The jets was what I wanted. I remember those, I even like the Starscream, and I just love jets when it came to Transformers. Yeah. So I bought them blindly just because I know they were jets, and I love them. I would love, That's it.
So before we get too far here, I want to piggyback you, Dom.
JD, I saw you shaking your head like I can't believe what I'm hearing coming out of Dom's mouth. Did you got like a counterpoint or something?
So you're saying that the Fans Toys is going to be better.
Well, no. I'm not saying Fans Toys are going to be better.
I'm not here to talk trash. I'm just saying that, like, as an individual bot, yes, the thing is fucking awesome. But if there's going to be die cast in all of the limbs, it's going to be very, very heavy. And will that stand the test of time? Having all of that weight. That's the beauty of like the Zeta stuff. It's all plastic. It's light. You know what I mean?
I agree with
Once
you,
it's all together, you have the it is heavy.
But like JD, I'm just saying that I don't feel Fans Toys. I don't have the confidence. Me personally, I don't have the confidence that Fans Toys could build. Can they build a good combiner? Probably, but have they proved it yet? No, they haven't. Has Zeta?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. Yep. I just feel like the battle is between Zeta and
I thought you were
Fans
saying
Toys.
The opposite. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying
I'm
Fans
still
Toys is better than Zeta.
reiterating on what you're saying.
I'm just saying I'm more confident in Zeta because they've been down the road. They've shown that they can do it, and at the end, and they put out 3 decent, one of the best combiners as everybody preaches, Constructor, and I love my Superion. And I pre-ordered the Bruticus cartoon colors. Like, I haven't received the Bruticus yet because I was going to wait for the box set and see what alternative options we're going to have for that particular one, because with the Superion, I saw that they were going completely tuned with that, and I liked the colors that they were giving when I saw it. When I even saw it, and at because I only bought the first 2 jets, and when we saw it at TF Con there in Chicago, I was like, wow, this looks beautiful. Like, I'm definitely going all in on. I had Silverboard pre-ordered and all that good, and the next 2 jets pre-ordered, but like, I wasn't going to cancel my pre-orders from what I saw in that display cabinet. So it's like with Bruticus, I held kind of back because I just didn't like what I was seeing in regards to the bulkiness of the individual bots. But when I saw the combiner and saw how it all combined and looked, I was like, okay, this is now I'm all in. And then when the G1 color one came out, the box set came out, kind of theory, I said, I'm going to go with that one, because I am a fool for the feet matching the legs. So
and it's funny, like how, like, sometimes when you wait, like, you don't know that it's coming, but it's almost like, maybe should you expect it, because we might get all these other like different versions, and maybe a version you might want over the original. But Dom, I wasn't gonna ding you, because I think you had said, like, Fans Toys, it's basically a competition between Fans Toys and everybody else, or Zeta. But it's like, this is Fans Toys' first combiner, so
I know what
their track record is going to be. I feel like you have to say it's Zeta. I guess we're all agreeing, maybe Toy World / Zeta, the same designers, whoever designed that constructor. Like right now, they're the ones to beat. If it's the same people that designed the Bruticus, same people that designed the Superion, like they're the ones that have been doing it. No, and really nobody else has done it like that. So we have to see what everybody else.
I agree, but like X Transbot, this is their first. Is this its first combiner? I don't know. Is this this Menasor their first combiner that they're doing?
If maybe I can't recall either. I want to say yes, but even then, maybe their first one try and copy maybe the
Zeta scale, right?
Forming and the scale and whatnot.
So with that being said, just the track record on X Transbot and Fans Toys. That's why I'm kind of saying, I think Fans Toys might due to their track record, they might have a leg up on X Transbots. But at the end of the day, I would like to see both of them and what they look like at the end, because that's what a combiner is. Like, how does it look as it combined? Because that's what I'm buying out of all the the 5 bots that I'm getting.
Yeah, and I can agree too, like, with that goodwill towards Fans Toys, because for the most part, like, I think most collectors feel that they have hit it out the park. Maybe JD notwithstanding.
But Brian, with you, I know you're not going for that size combiner, so you're just picking these up for the individual bot modes, right?
Yeah, and I guess I'm a closet Fans Toys collector. If they're going to
come out, Brian. If they're going,
well, the thing is, like, I've passed up on some releases that I don't care about, right? Like, I don't give a shit about Headmasters or Six Shot. But I do like robots that transform into vehicles. I do like that a lot. So, and again, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, you look at this, and dude, nothing combines to this. This is a standalone fucking robot that transforms into a truck. And when I saw that, I really liked it. I was looking for somebody to make the trailer a separate piece, because I think I would find that more attractive and what I would want. But the fact that what they did with this thing is pretty incredible. But yeah, man, I wanted to pick it up because I knew that FOMO was going to hit. I would be like, I'm going to miss out, and that's why I'm going to get it now.
Yeah.
And so I've got them all pre-ordered. I feel like it's fucking 2013 again. It's like, make sure you get those pre-orders.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. I mean, I don't have room for this thing combined, but I will say the form that Fans Toys is putting out, at least what they give us with the aesthetic with the combiner of this thing, is the aesthetic I'm looking for. It's that mature aesthetic that I'm used to them doing. Not too toon, not too toy, just a little bit of everything mixed in between, and which is what the original Masterpiece line was all about.
Correct.
So they're sticking with it, and God love them. The fact that they're sticking with that is the reason why I'm sticking with them, mainly because of that.
I actually applaud them for doing that because
Yeah.
a lot of people are jumping on that tune with what the official is trying to do just
Right.
to compete, with that. And
Yeah.
I actually applaud them for sticking in their lane and not jumping that lane and going to what the official is doing.
And it's good to do that because JD, I don't know if you remember when we did Figure Banging when Ace had the Superion, right, from Zeta.
Yep.
I looked at Cartoon Grams screenshots, and I was like, holy crap, this thing looks nothing like the cartoon model. It's like, no wonder it looks so good, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
So there's definitely some smarts in going down that route.
yeah,
So,
I mean, it's, they still give it that sort of grown up,
yeah.
collector sort of look, still make it look all rad, but still kind of keep that toon aesthetic in the background there.
Yeah.
But funny little sidebar, you guys are talking about it. Oh, I'm gonna keep these in toon mode or robot mode or whatever. So shout out to Paul R. He texted me after he got his Road King, and he's like, well, I just ordered another Road King. Well, okay, so before I get into that, he got the DX9, he got X Transbots, and then he was waiting for this. So he got this. A week later, he ends up ordering another one, and now he doesn't know what to do because he thinks he's going all in on these, and he's like, I don't know if I want 3 sets of these. So it's like, no, he's gonna have a bunch of them.
It amazes me that people are buying 2 of them just to say, if you're in that collecting habit where you're going to have them in robot form and combined, that's or even vehicle form. But like if you're even doing just a 2, which I know, like a lot of the members in our group do, like want the combiner and want them in individual robot mode. If you're doing that, why would there's some confidence that you're really putting into a company that hasn't done a combiner, and I would say they failed. I don't know. I'm not saying they failed tremendously, but I don't think they came up to par on or just met par in regards to their triple changer. You know what I'm saying? And that was a mark that needed to be filled by a company, and where
who are you talking about?
Like Fans Toys with the triple changer. I don't think they did a great job in one of, what's the 6-shot, right? There's I know it's not a triple changer, but it didn't really. What other triple changers did they come out with? Springer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they nailed that out of the park. And it's like, are they going to nail this one out of the park where they haven't done anything that we've seen? And are they going to really, have they built the confidence to where you're going to be putting, you're investing 2 figures, you're buying 2 figures before any of them come out. Granted, if they are if it's just a robot form, they did that. They knocked it out of the park. If you're going to use that one as robot form, go ahead and buy it.
So Fans Toys does get some criticism for that, right? The complex engineering, which is not fun in order to achieve the aesthetic in both modes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing when it comes to these Stunticons, I mean, if you want to call them triple changers, guess what? They really only need to transform into robots and cars, because this Motor Master, by definition, is a parts former, though you just fucking slap the cars on a frame. So it might be the smartest one for them to do first, right? Because remember, everybody used to accuse them, like, oh, they did great with the Dinobots, because Dinobots are simple. I'm like, well, guess what? Stunticons are simple. Except for this thing, they fucking put the whole trailer in this thing. That's crazy.
The transformation, the mass shifting out of that thing is pretty amazing.
I heard Bobby bringing that up on one of the recent shows. He's like there's got to be something going on because people complaining. But then what that figure does, it's amazing. So it's I don't know. I guess that is what it is.
Guys, I'm not complaining about the toy. I think from what I've heard, I probably
dude, you can't. You don't have it. You can't.
I don't have it. I'm not complaining about the toy. What I'm hearing, everybody good things about it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the confidence that you would invest buying 2 of these and saying that this is going to be my combined form before even in a company that hasn't even done a combiner yet.
Yeah,
it's kind of pompous of Fans Toys to not show, you know what I mean? But at the same time, who are we to say this
Watch
might
this
be the
shit
best thing they ever
combiner
fucking do. That's what I mean.
Yeah, word, dude. Watch
You
that
know?
shit be the fucking best.
So
thing
it's
ever
that toss up.
Yeah.
It is.
You
It
know,
is.
like it might be the best thing. It might be fucking trash, but
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
And Dom,
that-
to your point, like I also feel like, you know, it's you could say, okay, I want to use this set for combine and maybe this set for robot, whatever. Like people have those ideas, but that could change based on when you get those figures in hand, and then you might be like, you know what? No, this set looks better in robot mode, and this one looks better in combine mode. If you're gonna go all in like that, you know, the other question though I wanted to bring up though is because of all the companies doing it, and for those that could get the multiple sets to pose them any which way they want, you know, like that's dope. But maybe there's people that don't have the means to do that. So, you know, when you have, you know, multiple companies doing a run of the same thing, just like, you know, it was the Devastator Wars a little while ago. Do you think that's something that's good for the hobby overall? You know, is it overkill? You know, like I feel like competition is good. You know, if you have a choice, that like, I always feel like if you have a choice, that's a great thing. But then like what about those that maybe could only afford to get one set? Like, are they going to just be forced to wait it out to see maybe what the best reviews are, or do you just take a gamble?
If
Like,
I
how do you
was
feel
them, I
about
would-
that?
If I was them, I'd wait it out.
Just wait it out, just play the long game.
I would buy all the fans toys and then sell them if it's not what you want.
If it's not what you want,
Yeah, that's
you'll
what
be
I would
able to
do.
get the other ones, no problem.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And I agree. I agree with Brian, but like make sure you sell them at the right time because it's going to be a game that's going to be played. Because if at the end of the day, you know, I think they might reissue the whole 5 of them again if the first 3 are sold out. Like, you know, I don't see them. There's a high in my mind. There's a high probability. I might be wrong.
So
You know.
yeah, but so what's the gamble, right? So X-Trans bots, what they've got 2 out, 3 coming. DX9, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Fans toys. So I mean, if XTB and DX9 finish before fans toys, you'll know if that thing's gonna suit your sensibilities, right?
Exactly.
Because it's all about aesthetic at that point, right? And but if those things don't line up, well, it's like, well, at least I got these fans toys ones to fall back on. If it's
And
not
the
exactly
funny
what you
thing
wanted.
is Zeta hasn't even started a Minosaur or even thinking of Minosaur. And so do you feel like they might have caught wind that you know, or you know, saw that Fans Toys was doing a Minosaur, so they kind of held back in doing one and seeing what they're going to put out so they can beat them whatever comes out with Fans Toys and probably do a better job?
No, I don't want to speculate. I don't know if there's companies scared of other companies. I don't want to feed that kitty of conspiracy. But
from a business, from a business aspect, you know the players in your pool.
yeah.
You know who's doing what and what they're doing, and at the end of the day, you're Zeta, and I'm the king of combiners.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
And-
Dom, they I think they teased like a Predaking or something, so maybe
They
they
did.
just got other things like on their plate, like I guess.
Yeah,
maybe
but you
before they're
know,
doing
come
the
on, they're a
Minosaur.
combiner company. I'm sure they have a Minosaur on the drawing board.
Yeah, well, see now that's like an interesting point though, because we've seen at different points in time, you know, throughout the past few years in the hobby with these combiners, like it's crazy, like how multiple companies are doing the combiners like of the same characters, and now, like we said, we just brought up the X-Transbots, Fans Toys, and DX9 doing it. Like, do you think that's coincidence that they're just like, this is what we're gonna work on, or do you think it's like there's some fucking espionage going on? Like this is what they're planning next. So we're gonna do this.
There's
you know?
complete espionage when it comes to Fans Toys because X-Transbots and yeah, come on, dude.
Like, how does that happen? Like that can that just be sheer coincidence that all the companies are doing the same thing at the same time?
No, I bet basically they have a big powwow, right? They go, you know, wherever their restaurant, and they get all the designers together and like, hey, everybody, guess what? We're all putting out Trailbreakers next. So everybody comes up with a design for
Your
Trailbreaker.
kumbaya methodology, you know,
and then
basically bullshit.
No, they whip out the fortune cookies at the end. It's like, all right, whichever one's got a number on the piece of paper inside, that's the design you get. You know,
Pure group where they serve muffins and like drink iced tea.
No, but here's the thing: the designers are probably all buddies, and they're like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna make a Trailbreaker. Oh, cool, I'll make one too." It's like, and then they all make them. It's like, all right, let's go out and sell them to whoever wants them. You know, kind of thing. And then basically you got all these designs for Trailbreaker out there. It's like, well, I guess we'll make those next. and because that's the design that everybody put out so far.
There's got to be somebody at the end of the day making a decision, cutting the check, and saying whether we want to take this time and invest this money or invest this money somewhere else. So when it comes to Zeta, when I'm thinking, if I'm in Zeta's shoes and I see that Zeta Fans Toys, who is now taking a step and putting their foot into the pool of combiners, is doing a Menasor, and I have on board, I have Menasor on draft, I have Menasor, Predaking, and Defensor. I'm like, you know what? We're ready to do the Menasor. I'm going to put that on hold and just let's focus on the Predaking and let's see what Fans Toys does on the Menasor and make any alterations that we need to make to beat that. Like, that's just my business perspective thinking to say, I know Zeta probably has all these combiners already on draft, on design. And they might in a fucking CAD computer, just basically what they feel like they're going to do, and pushing that button and taking it to the next step and actually putting more money into it is that next step that they probably didn't do with Menasor, because at the end of the day they saw that Fans Toys and everybody else was doing. Not saying that Zeta was going to be didn't think that they were going to beat whatever X Transbot was going to put out or a DX9 is going to put out, but
well, maybe if they charged more for their shit, they would have been able to put it out faster.
Get those dollars.
But that's just me thinking, and I just feel like I'm just having a hard, difficult time to making I've been kind of on the back burner and putting my order in for this Menasor for the Motormaster for Fans Toys, because I want my combiner, and I'm not gonna is and this is a question that we always brought up, is Menasor a transformer that I can enjoy individually in the individual bots, or have them all just in the Menasor combiner.
So Dom, I don't know if I mentioned on this show or one of the other various podcasts that I'm on, but one of the things I was really looking forward to this year was another big transformer, right? Mm-hmm. Another big match, like the feeling of opening up a Fans Toys Dinobot again. Like, I wanted that feeling again. And when I started seeing the reviews for this, I was like, that's going to give me that feeling. And
it did it give it that feeling?
It gave me that feeling big time. So Dom, go get it now.
Did it make it move a little bit?
Oh, it moved. and the scent was glorious.
Glorious scent.
I think it's that new plastic top.
Was it like a
it was extra potent.
Was it Sovereign scent? Like the Sovereign scent?
Oh yeah, it was Sovereign scent.
Yeah, but it was brought up earlier, and look, Brink is pushing you to get that figure, Dom. Like, I'm saying,
I am definitely gonna get. I'm on board of getting it. I know I am, but it's probably my road is gonna probably be, I'm gonna buy one of the Fans Toys and see what then Zeta comes out. If Zeta does Menasor and the combiner looks somewhat half decent, I'll probably have the Zeta in combined, and then the individual bots as Fans Toys. Just to, because I'm now battling on that fact at what combiner do I feel I need in individual bot mode.
You know what, Dom? There's no doubt in my mind that Zeta's Menasor, when we see it, will not look great. I think it'll look fantastic.
Exactly. And
the last three are fantastic. So
I feel I'm gonna go down that route. But
the big thing is, Dom, is if you're going Fans Toys, I wouldn't wait.
No. I know.
I would.
And I know. And I'll probably put the pre-orders in somewhat soon, and just and ride that ride and be back in somebody. We jumped into the minivan and we basically warped back to 2013, and we're doing pre-orders again.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just FOMO, like that fear of missing out. Like with some of these pieces, fans toys especially, these things like will sell out, and it looks like that piece is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
and we said it. That's always the risk when it comes to waiting. Like we've always said, patience saves pockets, but then sometimes not always. And then we were discussing earlier, the possibility of reissues, but what if they don't? And then that's the thing, is just the waiting. So that's what happens now. So we missed out. Dom, you procrastinated too long and you didn't get that Road King.
Yeah.
Are you gonna
like
be
Gary?
willing?
I'm
What's
gonna be
gonna happen?
Gary crying to one of you guys to sell me your double because you bought it for the resale value, and I'm like, come on, man, give me that fan price, bro.
Yeah, exactly. There's a big potential that you might miss out, and yeah, you might be doing that. And of course, I'll charge you only about 20%
Bobby,
above.
I'll pay your
So-
dues for saying that at Skullfest.
But
It's a Robert D origination.
Robert D, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll give Robert the dues.
has something like that happened to any of you guys recently? Like, sometimes we wait too long. You might have your eye on something, you didn't pick it up, and then when you go and look, it's sold out. You get like,
Share, Brian. Share.
Yeah, it happened to me.
Recently.
So I collect MCU 112 figures, right? Marvel Legends figure arts, and my Avengers lineup. I have Avengers Thor, the Figma Avengers Thor. It's a little small, but other than that, I really, really like it. Cloth cape, fantastic. I like how his mullet is articulatable. That's pretty cool. But it's funny. The figure arts store for Infinity War was a Tamashii exclusive, so it was a little pricey. And I was like, well, guess what? I'm glad I got the one I want, and I like it. But then, after watching Infinity War for the 85th time, I was like, well, you know what? I'll just wait for the Endgame one. Well, an Endgame comes, so I'm like, oh no, what did they do?
What did they do?
So
Hey, man.
So I'm like, all right, one. So I was like, okay, I think it was like 2 Saturdays ago. I was like, okay, I gotta get through all my pre-orders. I got stuff I gotta return. I got things I gotta take care of. And then when I get it all figured out, it's still up on BBTS. I'll buy it then. So then I get everything going. I go to BBTS and it's like red sold. I'm like, no.
There was a lot more people on that boat with you.
Oh my God.
You just jumped off last.
And then I went to eBay, and I'm like, oh, because it was retail that BBTS for 128, I think, and eBay had it for like there was like one for 185. I was like, wow, that'd be pushing it. But you know what? We're due for a coupon. So I'm waiting. I'm like, there's gotta be a coupon next week. And then, but lo and behold, here he is going for like 235 now on eBay. I was like, even with the coupon, that's like way too. I was like, so I missed out, man. I fucking missed out, and it's like now I want that Infinity War Thor, with the axe. And so you know what? There is a Chinese KO on eBay for $12. I bought it. I can't wait to see how shitty this fucking thing is.
Like the Hawkeye.
Right? It's probably gonna have a belly.
Yeah. So I cannot wait to see how crappy this fucking thing is. But yeah, man, dude, I'm really bummed. I'm going to BBTS like almost like every few hours every day to see if it comes back.
I'm looking for
someone might cancel, I was like, oh damn it. So
hey,
yeah,
you never know, Brian. We might find it at ZoloCon sitting at the desk for like $85.
That's what I'm gonna be waiting for. And it's either that or eventually we'll get a reissue or something like that of some kind, kind of anniversary reissue or something. So
it's funny. I feel like maybe you might get lucky with that one though. But if they put out the Endgame Fat Thor, you're not in.
Well, no. No.
Even if it's like the way he looks at the end of the movie when they're fighting Thanos.
Well, maybe, but
up,
I don't know. So he's the dude with a braided beard. I mean, I don't know.
Everybody was like, when that happened, when he was like, when he was like, okay, glad we're all in agreement, and he was like, and armored up and shit. Everybody was like, oh shit, but he still had the belly.
It's so wrong.
Oh Wow, yeah, that was definitely a shocker of that. Anything else? Like I know that's kind of like something that's right there. Did it happen with any kind of TFs recently, or have you pretty much been able to get what you want in that regard?
I have a feeling for me, if I keep waiting, I'm gonna fucking screw myself. But I am waiting for an eBay coupon because I want that MMC, that roller, because I just think that's a fantastic idea to have roller be his own bot, and he's fucking massive. And I haven't gotten that Transform Element Prime yet, but I still feel that I'll be able to get that down in the future.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, for TFs, I'm really kind of glad I don't have to chase them any longer. It's I've got everything I need pre-ordered at this point, and it's basically I've graduated to the old school Pinkerton approach at this point. So, and it's I've pre-ordered those Fans Toys mini bots, and someday Trailbreaker and Blitzwing will be here, man. Someday, but we'll see.
Oh, good shit. Well, that's kissing it, keeping it simple.
Yeah.
So. All right. What about you, Dom? Anything recently?
Oh yeah, I had the Storm collectibles. Just Scorpion and the fucking Scorpion, the fucking Sub-Zero, and the fucking Reptile. That was like that's my Achilles heel right there, and just to see where the prices went when I was like bitching and moaning when I saw them on eBay for like $90 a piece, and I was like, I'm not gonna buy them.
Now, was it that kept you from those again? Was it that you just kind of came into the line late, so by then they were sold out?
Yeah, I was waiting to see what else they wouldn't do, and then obviously when they did, I think when they did Goro and they did the Shah Khan, I was like, oh, let me go back, and then all of a sudden it's like they were gone. And then I was going to buy the Reptile, and then I just waited. I'm like, you know what, maybe this line's not for me. And then once when I saw the other ninjas going out, and I was like, fuck me. And then I was like, fuck this. So I bought all those other ninjas, and then I'm the only 3 ninjas that I haven't bought because of the fact that they're just so hard to get, and the price of them, the secondary market price is just ridiculous for a 6-inch figure. Is just I don't know. It's been holding me back. I've been praying to every god under the sun that they will reissue them out in a box set or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something, making a San Diego Comic-Con set, so at least you're getting them for $90 each or whatever the case may be. But not 200, not 220. I can't spend what I would spend on a hot toy for a 6-inch figure. That's like, that once I got into hot toys, and then if I didn't get the hot toys, I probably would spend that $220 on that figure. But I can't do it for the 6-inch figure.
No, I hear you. You always have to kind of like equate that value to like what you're getting, and no matter how bad you want it, it's always like what you're gonna be willing to come down and spend. And I mean, and it's true, dude. It's like sometimes I remember when I've overpaid for things, and then a little bit later on, it doesn't really matter anymore. And then you're like, what the fuck did I do, man? Like that wasn't necessary. And hopefully, and then that, I feel like with Storm Collectibles, that's almost the same thing how we were discussing earlier with Fans Toys and reissuing. Like hopefully they do it, and if they see that the demand is there, and that there's such a high value that these things are going for, like on the aftermarket, like maybe I don't know if it's easy to do that. Maybe like a little low production run reissue. Maybe it's not worth it for them. Like I don't know how that works. Like,
well, they're like the last 3 releases they had, the last 3 ninjas that they put out, the tolerances and everything were fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And so when that sits alone, they should just do them. Just do them again.
Do them again. But like JD, like it was funny because I'm in the Street Fighter. I bought the Street Fighter guys.
Yep.
Because they were still available once those Mortal Kombat ones sold out. So I'm like, listen, I'm not fucking up on Street Fighter. So I bought the Street Fighter guys, and the one
same thing.
And the one fucking figure that I held off, it was Chun-Li, and like last fucking 2 weeks ago, it sold out. It's nowhere to be found. And I checked up on eBay, and eBay's now it's climbing up, like you said, Brian, with the Thor. 100, 120, 130. I'm like, holy fucking shit, here we go. And I'm like, luckily I found a guy who was selling it. He had an auction, and it seemed like like it was used, but like he said like tight joints, everything. And he had a bunch of fucking feedback, and I was like, you know what? And I text him and I sent him a message asking him, are you sure it's like like, because in his description he's like fairly new, just been pulled out of the box once and displayed for a little bit and put back in the box. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, he had an auction going, and he had like, it ended at like $70, and then I used my eBay $45 eBay bucks, and I'm like, yes, I got her, and I didn't have to pay overpriced, because now she's climbing like ridiculous, because the guile just got issued out. So it's like
Sagat's coming.
It's just like all those old and I think you can't find a Zangief, red Zangief anymore. He's hard to find, and like Bison is it's hard to find. So it's like I wish, like, I don't know what, like, to your point, Jose, I don't know what the thought process is there with that with a company like that that's not going to reissue some of their stuff. And
see, but
like,
they haven't reissued anything at all.
Nothing at all.
So it's like we have no standard to put them through. You know what I mean? No history of it.
Yeah. Do you think it's like a contractual thing, because they probably only hold the license for a certain amount of time, and then these companies
that one character could be.
And then they have to maybe keep to a certain release schedule. We have to release X amount of characters in this time frame, because then let's say we could only release 12 characters in the 2 years that we're going to hold the license, so these are the ones that we're going to do, and maybe that's why they don't do that.
So thinking about it, NECA had this problem with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle license.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were only allowed to produce X amount of toys a year that were under the Ninja Turtles brand.
Okay.
So it could have something to do with that. It could, you know what I mean?
It could. You definitely could, because I know for Fortnite, McFarlane only has licensed rights to specific characters.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have all of them. They went and got, there was when I guess Fortnite put these figures for 6-inch or 7-inch that they're doing, they said like, we're going to issue licenses out for each of the characters, not the whole fucking, not a whole fucking 7-inch line for all our characters. So like they only have a certain amount of characters. And I think this other company is going to start coming out with their 7-inch the characters that they've got. And it's the same company that's doing the 4-inch figures that you see on retail in retail stores right now, because they have a 4-inch wave, a 4-inch line, and they have then McFarlane does the 7-inch line. So it's like I could see that happening. I could see that they're limited in regards to quantity and time that they have to issue these guys out. But with that being said, granted, like I'm sure they made a shitload of them. It's just that Mortal Kombat's so popular, and
it just there's only so much to go around.
Everyone and their mother has it, and it's just me. So I'm crying here in my corner.
But you answered the question as far as if you're willing to kind of go far and pay that price. Like you're not, so you're just resigned to wait for a potential reissue if they don't, and then if they don't, hopefully whoever gets grabbed by license next does it better.
I'm waiting for a rainy day that there's $400 burning in my pocket and I have nothing else to do with it, and that's probably when I'll bite. But at the end, that hasn't come yet, so it's like I'm just gonna wait and see. Hopefully, I can walk into a convention and some guy has it on their table for a decent price and just buy it and be happy and running to my car like the Matic collectors, great Castle Grayskull, and just be happy that I have it.
But Dom, were you? Did you just start the line late? And that's why
No. Like I definitely didn't jump on when they first pre-ordered everything. Like I was debating on whether I was going to go into buying, the Mortal Kombat and the Street Fighter figures. I wasn't even having that battle whether I was going to do Storm Collectibles or Figma. Oh, was it Figma? Figure Arts. I was all like, if I was going to pick one right away when I saw Storm Collectibles, that was what I wanted to get into. It's just that I didn't know whether I wanted to get into it. There were so many other lines I was in. Was I going to take on another toy line?
Mhm.
And that's what I kind of like, kicked myself in the ass for not jumping. Old me would have jumped in like crazy, but new me, it's you, Brian. It's you that's causing this new me, and I hate you for it because I would just jump in on everything.
We're trying to think before we jump off ledges, you know what I'm saying? So look what happens when you
Dude,
do
Brian's
that sometimes.
different. Brian is different when you talk to him on the chat. He like when you talk to him in chat and you're looking to buy something, he's like, do it. When you're up in personal and he's trying to give you fatherly advice, wait, see it, wait. Black Friday.
Well, some stuff, dude. Let's face it. The only way to buy Transformers nowadays is on Black Friday, unless it's Fans Toys, because they're making such obscure crap right now. It's like no one wants this stuff. You know, it's
almost like we discussed before, just kind of being able to judge what will be a sellout to something where you could be like, yeah, I'll have no problem getting that when that's on sale. Like some are easier to pinpoint than others,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But JD, what about you, bro? I mean, I know you tend to get a lot. You almost don't lack for anything. But is there anything that kind of recently escaped your grasp? You didn't. Get
like Dom said, the Storm collectible, the Mortal Kombat Ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
I missed out on the first couple of them, so that I just went all the bloody versions, so that I do have them all. Luckily, I was able to jump in on those before those were sold out.
Is that enough to kind of make you feel like it's enough, or is like?
The most part, yeah. I would like to have clean versions. That would be great. But hopefully they do those first three over again, because you can get the rest of the ninjas, the clean versions. Any of the characters they've released so far, you can still get them. It's just those first three. The 1,000 Toys Hellboy. I've said this a billion times, and it was just something I forgot about.
the exclusive one.
Yeah, the exclusive, the DC Direct one, or the
shout out to
Direct.
Shout out to Chuck for fucking crying wolf.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Yeah, I sent him $100 and everything. I'm like, dude, you sure it's $100? That thing was like 125, through the site. He's like, it's it. I gotta go. He's like, no, I'm sorry. It's just the regular one. He was pretty upset about it.
Yeah, he was pretty bummed about it. No problem, Chuck. I still love you.
Yes, we still love you, Chuck.
Yeah, man.
Geez, what else? I mean, there's other various lines. Some of them I didn't know about. Like, this is for everyone to see.
Hold on, okay.
I'm gonna have to highlight you for a second so I could see.
1/6 scale life.
Oh, is that Destiny or something like that?
Yeah,
Destiny,
it's one of the Destiny characters.
Nice.
So,
I didn't know they made something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know either. And then the guy local here got a figure, and he was asking some ridiculous price for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked it up, and I found this one on BBTS, and it was like $160. I'm like, it's cheaper what it actually retailed for, so I'm okay with that.
Oh shit! Do you like Destiny that much? You play that game, or is it just the way the characters look, or whatnot?
I mean, the suits are pretty awesome, and like I still play it from time to time. Like I've taken like a 6 month or so hiatus, and then
back at it.
I'll play it. I'll play it for a couple nights or whatever, and then another little hiatus.
I hear you.
Trying to get Elijah and I are trying to get Chan to play it. Elijah's her son, and he's like, you know what? We need to play some Destiny. I'm like, yeah, this is a good idea. We need to get Mom to play Destiny. I'm like, yeah.
Dom, what are you
she
doing?
has them.
Oh, I'm scratching my back. What?
You're messing with your cable, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. I'm the same way. Like I was playing that shit hardcore with my friends, like for a big while, and I came in late. Like I said, they were already like leveled up, but so they were just kind of powering me through, and got my shit up. and it was dope. But then, you know, you had the little lulls, and then you stopped. I think it's been more for me recently, like the way you just described. Like I'll just kind of throw it on, like, oh, let me play for a little bit. But then, since it's not like my boys are playing like they were before, you know, the single player, you just kind of like you play a few levels, and then you're like,
yeah. I mean, it's fun to play by yourself, but it's way more fun to play with your friends.
hell yeah!
When you have like a fire team and you're doing a raid, that's the fucking shit right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
as far as anything else I missed out on, I don't know. There's some Transformers here and there, but I pretty much have kept up with what I've wanted. The last 3 Superion bots, you know, that I missed out on.
Yeah, I was about to say
ones. I really want those, but I guess there's more of those coming, so we'll be all right.
Which the fan toys ones?
Yeah, no, the Zeta.
The Zeta. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, yeah, I meant
Superion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say, I like the one that I know, like I know you probably would chime in on this, JD, is the Playar's Kai Star Wars. Like that Darth Vader. I remember seeing that Darth Vader, and I was going to get into that line, and I didn't pull the trigger. And by the time I decided to pull the trigger, it was sold out, and it was like, and unfortunately, what made me not go pay secondary prices or go after that one specific figure, and then eventually the other figures into it, is that the knockoffs, like that knockoff started happening, and it's just I couldn't trust what I was going to buy. Like,
there's a way to tell by just looking at the packaging.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I just kind of stepped away and said, you know what, that's just a line that I'm just going to let pass by and not deep into that, you know. But like you can't see that like in eBay auctions and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying, JD? Like you have to physically see it in person and know exactly what you're buying, because then you're going to play that game where you buy it, you see that the perfection in the box or whatever the case may be, and then call out the seller. It's like, oh, this is a fake, I'm sending it back, and go through all that bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's me
in
regards to that. There's a bunch of
Playar's Kai stuff that I, you know, that would have liked to have at some point, but
and then it depends on your level of like you give a fuck as far as like obtaining it. Like how are you in regards to that? Are you better at not paying the inflated prices, or do you find yourself giving in to doing that?
I mean, I'd say I'm pretty good about not paying like some ridiculous price for something.
Well,
I'll say I've done it.
Yeah, I've done it before too.
You know, a couple of Mythic Legions figures that we needed to catch up. You know what I mean?
It depends on how much of a fever you have for it, right? Do you correlate it with that?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I've usually like throughout my time here, like I think I'm kind of lucky. Like I would eventually find what I was looking for at a decent price, or I'd be able to work something out with somebody. You know what I mean? They got it. They don't want it.
Yeah.
I got something they want. You know what I mean? So like I've been pretty lucky to be able to, you know, figure a way out to get it, you know, without paying an arm and a leg for something, you know.
Yeah, you can't discount that whole option, you know, searching in the groups. Maybe sometimes you get lucky, people unload.
I mean, like I've gone as far as like, so the oh god damn it, what was it? I guess it was Combiner Wars, the Computron. And that was what, an Asia exclusive or whatever the situation was with that. Everywhere was sold out of it. I found it at Robot Kingdom, and it was cheaper than anybody over here or over there had it. You know what I mean? And like I got it, and it was under whatever the retail price was. And this is, I'm talking like 3 months after this thing had already been out and released, and you know it's already had time to be sold out everywhere, and I got it a lot cheaper, and I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg. I mean, I got it shipped for cheap. So it's like, you know, there's some pretty good instances where I find stuff like that.
Awesome.
I think, Joe Jose, I've jumped, like I've paid for secondary, second high prices for things that, and I think what draws the line for me is that if I know it's rare and I know I'm not going to be able to get it, or a reissue is not coming out, like with regards to Storm collectibles, I'm hoping that a reissue is coming out. I don't see, like, there's history that hasn't proved it, but like I can, like, without knowing any constraints that they have, or them publicly saying that they can't make them anymore, the original ones that they made, then I would, bite the bullet and pay for those secondary markets. But I haven't seen communication like that to the point where they're not going to, that there isn't a chance that they're making it. But like for things that I know, like for example, the carded pilot, Luke pilot that came out from San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, like that, I was unfortunate to get it. Couldn't get it when it came out on Hasbro, and I had to pay secondary market prices for it. And I knew I was not gonna. They're not gonna reissue that out. I want it on card. I want it there presented on card.
I was gonna ask you if you got one of those.
And no, I didn't get the Darth Maul or the Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it's like I'm definitely gonna have to pay secondary market prices for it.
And does time factor in at all? Like, like I just mentioned the fever with you, JD, so that might correlate with you paying a higher price. Do you see, like, after a while, if some of these pieces that you wanted but you didn't get and they're high in price, but now after a while, do you see that time has kind of subsided your fire to kind of maybe pay that high price, and you're just okay with either not having it or just content with waiting for the reissue, or not having it at all?
For me, it depends on the line. You know what I mean? I definitely wanted to complete the 40th anniversary figures. I definitely wanted that pilot Luke. Now I have 2 of them. So if anybody out there has got a Maul and an Obi-Wan Kenobi,
yo, fam.
Yeah.
Yo, give me my yo.
Oh, he's gonna use it for trade fodder.
I will trade you.
Jose, it's funny you bring that up, and JD's example specifically. Like, I was like, dude, those 40th anniversaries would be pretty fucking cool to have. And like, it got to a point where it's like, damn, I'll never be able to find these in the store. Toys R Us was closed and they wasn't putting stuff up, and like I couldn't find them. Every place was sold out online. I was like, fuck it. I'm resigned. I'm never going to have them. And then somebody posted them in the Shameless group, like both waves. I was like, oh, really? I was like, that's it. I can do it right there. Yeah. And I did get the Fan Bro price.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, actually, it wasn't a special price. He actually he made his listing the Fan Bro price. I was like, sweet.
So you didn't ask for the Fan Bro price, so it doesn't count, Brian. So he listed it, and it was a price that
I just got
you couldn't refuse. Yeah.
See, but isn't that great when you don't even have to ask? That makes it better in a way, because you feel like you got a deal. You just happen to get a deal. That's fucking awesome. As far as me, I feel like currently my situation's a little different because I'm in the boat. Like, since I'm not really buying a lot, I'm potentially missing out on almost anything that I would kind of normally want. As far as any maybe potential masterpieces or fans toys or whatever. Like, I do got the Road King, but I never jumped on the Springer, and that kind of sold out, I think, twice. It might still be sold out at this point, and I'm sure there's other pieces that I can't really remember. Like, any of these combiners that we spoke about tonight, haven't really gone in on any of those besides the Constructor, and I sold that. So with that one, no problem. They reissued it so many times I could have my pick with whatever version. But I am risking, I think some of these other bots selling out, like the Zeta aerial bots and some of these other pieces. But then on the flip side, just because of what I'm trying to focus on, there's no desire to acquire them, even at not at an inflated price and not even really currently at the regular retail price. Yeah. So in a way that the fever is not even there in that regards. It's just the fever is focused on something else, basically.
Yeah, but I believe in your case, Jose, the probability is going to be high or at least moderate to the point where when you do get yourself where you want it to be and settle in and start actually looking to pick some of these figures back up.
I might be like, fuck.
No.
Up.
I think the probability would be a little higher to the point where you're gonna make out. Like you're gonna find there's gonna be three things gonna be happening. I feel like you're gonna find it where they're gonna be reissues, and you're going to be able to pick them out. You're going to be finding people coming out of the collection trying to get rid of what they have acquired, and you might be getting the fan bro price there. You know, stuff like that. So like, I feel like people put the hype on the fact that you're going to pay secondary prices for a lot of these things, but I think the probability is really higher in the regards that you're probably going to make out saving money if you just wait a little bit.
Yeah, Jose.
I mean, that's pretty. I would say that's pretty accurate as far as Transformer fandom goes, because I mean, you can go to the cafe, you can go to a lot of these groups, man. You're gonna get this shit a lot cheaper. A lot of it doesn't hold its value. It's just people just trying to unload them.
Yeah, I agree with you, JD. There is like those those convention exclusives and all that bullshit that is rare and low quantity that you might want to do to be a completist and have it in your collection. But those two figures, those Obi-Wan Kenobis and the Darth Maul, are going to get reissued in regular different packaging and cards and boxes. And it's not like you're not going to be able to get that figure, but and in that point, you're at Jose. If you're looking to get the Black Series, I'm sure you're going to find them and able to find them for retail or even lower.
Collections all the time.
And to be honest, like this Obi-Wan and this Darth Maul, like I think the chase is the fact that they were a convention exclusive for sure. But that original 40th anniversary one they put out a couple years back. Remember, that was harkening back to, what did they call it, the 12 backs or whatever it was.
Yep.
The original release, which was really kind of cool. I don't think there's really a nostalgic group of figures from the Power of the Force line for Phantom Menace or something like that, right? But Menace, Jose, also rest assured, in 2 years, you know how you go to NJCC and you see bins of Power of the Force figures under people's tables? There's gonna be bins of Zeta bots. So you just rummage through the bins, get your Zeta.
And maybe in 5 years, you're gonna be bins of fucking Black Series.
No, there already is. I was just there's already bins just full of Black Series figures. Like what was it? 2 NJCCs ago, we got a bunch of Black Series figures that we couldn't find, and we got them all for like $5 and $10.
$10, yeah.
Still sealed.
In the bin. Oh, really? Sealed?
Oh, yeah.
In 2 years, you'll see people with like Scramble City like Zeta combiners on their shelves. Like, I never found the slingshot, so I put blades on my Spirion.
But like, I think with your the question that you said, Jose, going back, like, when do you pull the trigger in regards to paying? I feel like I try to wait to the point where the hype is gone, and maybe and even seasonal. Like, sometimes I'll wait for the summer, where like people are more willing to spend their money on going out and enjoying the weather and everything like that.
They have so that. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, moment. So I kind of wait. Like, I don't jump, like, especially when they first came out and the convention happened, people were putting them up on eBay, and I definitely don't jump at that particular time because I knew they're going to put them up on Hasbro Pulse. Let me get a try, and that try was awful because it sold out in 3 fucking seconds. I don't know how Frank got it. I'm gonna ask Frank. How the fuck did you do?
He's a fucking toy.
Refreshing every 5
He's
seconds.
A wizard, man.
Like, what the fuck did you do? He's like posted up in the group that he got him on the fucking bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. 3 seconds.
That dude's got a wand and he conjures a spell before he walks into any target, and fucking whatever he wants is on the shelf.
Yo, land of milk.
I wonder if he has an infinity gauntlet because he's snapping.
He's snapping that shit.
Exclusives.
I want that toy.
That toy. But like, I'm gonna wait. Like, I'm gonna hopefully wait. Come like hopefully in July, August to see whether because right now they're fluctuating. If you can buy both of them from like, I think I've been seeing the prices like at 180, 175 now, and I just want to see whether I can get them to like 150, and if that's the case, I'll pull on it. But
for both of them.
For both of them, yeah. Right now, some auctions I'm seeing, JD is like at 185, 190, 200 at the high end and like 220 at the higher end. But like,
I'm saying, if anybody out there, they need a fucking Pilot Luke, I will trade you the two of them for one of those.
Well, the
Just
Pilot Luke
saying.
is very high. Like,
Yeah.
I know that one.
Oh, I paid it.
Wait, Tom, what's the pair going for?
I think it's like right now it's in between like 180 and like $220 to 230. I think you can.
If I get those, JD will trade me a Pilot Luke. Is that what you're saying?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Brink is like, mission accepted.
Dude, I've had like 3 people offer to buy the extra one off of me, and they just fell through. And
Yeah, it's hard. It's a pile of money that's hard to pull the trigger on. Trying to get that figure. So.
JD, I got a Motormaster with 2 feet.
No, mine will be fixed before long.
3 screws.
JD's taking the patient road on that one. Well, all right, guys.
I think that's like when talking about those rare items. I think when pulling a trigger for that secondary market price and when to pay a little bit more, there is definitely a timing game that you have to play.
I just remembered, like last week, I found both our Shadowhorn on eBay.
Oh.
And he originally had it listed for, I think, $129 plus like $15 shipping. And then like 3 days later, I got an email and it was like, both our Shadowhorn reduced, and it was $109. And then I messaged him and I'm like, dude, would you take 100? He's like, he messaged back like whatever, probably an hour later. And he's like, I can't go that low. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. And then I kind of let it go. And I was like, if it's still there in like, when I get paid, which would have been like 2 days later, I'm like, it's mine. And then it was gone. Like shortly after I messaged him back, it was gone. Like,
it happens, man. It happens.
All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. That was an awesome discussion. Freaking really, really great. Really appreciate it. Before we head out, let's run down the line, get some where you at. Energon Addict and Gary are on assignment, so hopefully they'll be back with us next week. Brian Brink, I'll start with you, brother.
Thor's still sold out on BB.
Patience saves pockets.
And he's like just staring at me. It's like, you're not worthy. You're not worthy. All right. You can find me, Brian Brink, in the Facebook groups, at Brinkalizer on Instagram. Yay.
Big Dome.
You could find me here Tuesday nights and in the Facebook groups, Dominic Grasso, Instagram at Dominic Grasso 15 for something other another, and hanging out, chilling. I might run into you at a Target, so you don't, just keep your eyes open,
and don't be scared.
Yeah, no, don't be scared.
All right, JD.
You can find me, JD Brocious, on the Facebook groups. Pigment Surgery on Instagram and Xbox Live, and here every Tuesday with these fine fellas, and every other Wednesday on Figga Bangin'. No show this week. Next week.
It's gonna be a fucking
next
fest next week. Good God.
Oh shit.
Be brutal.
Yep. All right, guys. That's for myself. All over social media at HurricaneBX. Check out Verbally Challenge with HurricaneBX on all audio platforms. The latest episode is late, guys. I'm sorry. Had a long weekend with the family, and yesterday was a long travel day. I'll get that out to you hopefully by tomorrow. Yeah. And here every single Tuesday night with these fine gentlemen. Remember to check out realmofcollectors.com. That's the website. We're on Facebook as a group, Realm of Collectors, on Instagram at Realm of Collectors. Check out Crashbox Customs on social media and crashboxcustoms.com for your mezco and diorama needs. Mention the word realm when placing realm. And you'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. Don't forget, this show is a part of the Cool Table, so please pull up a chair. It's a network hub for like-minded podcasts, including Enter the Realm, Breaking the Mold, Plastic Fanatics, Shattercast, Uncut, Toy Detox, Nerd Rage Radio, Beer and Bolters, Stasis Lock, 8 weeks building up to it, and Fresh Communication. You can find the Cool Table on Facebook and subscribe to all those other awesome podcasts. All right, guys, shout out to the chat squad. Thank you for hanging out. You are awesome.
Peace.
We'll see everybody next week. All right, have a good one, guys.
Toodles.
Doodles.